Hello, welcome everyone. Today is the fourth paper walkthrough, right? Okay, so right now, if you are ready, please get ready for the class. Take out your sample paper 4, and then take out your pencil and eraser so that later we can do the paper together. Okay, there are still 2 more minutes before the class, so get ready for the class and let's wait for the 4 p.m. Okay, welcome everyone to the class. Okay, hello everyone, welcome to the class. And today we want to go through the sample paper 4. So everyone get ready for the class and let's wait for 4 p.m. Then we will get started. Firstly, take out your pencil and your eraser and think about which question I got it wrong and which question I really need help from Teacher Jane. Then later we will go through together. Okay, it is 4 p.m. already, so everyone, let's get started. Today, it is still Teacher Jane that will go through with all of you, and we want to talk about, how can we prepare for the TASMO? So this is already paper 4, right? You can see we got the WhatsApp and the WeChat group, so that if you can join in the group, and later you will receive a lot of resources that about how can you prepare for the TASMO. Okay, so everyone, according to the calendar, you can see that today it is already August 19th. So today it is already walked through the fourth paper, and after today's class, Teacher Jane will share you with the fifth sample paper, also the last sample paper, okay? And don't forget that the deadline for registration of TASMO, it is on August 31st. So make sure you already registered the TASMO. And okay, so recently we also get a bigger award, that is if you join in a team to join the TASMO. That is, for example, you can ask your friends to join the TASMO together with you. Then you will see that you can also get the team awards. Also, you can get your own personal award with the team award if you can do really well. For example, you can see in addition to the individual awards, group awards, including the medals and also the prizes, will be given based on the total score ranking. So if three of you can become a group, then if the total score in your group can beyond 210, then you will get the first prize. No matter how many such groups are there, if you can get the total score above 210, then you will get additional $100 cash, and also for each participant. And then for the second prize, if the total score of you is above 180 but lower or equal to 209, then you will get the second prize also. You will get additional $50 cash prize for each one of you. And then the third prize, if all the students in your group can get more than 130 for your total score, and lower than 180, that is, for example, 179, then you will get the third prize, and you will get pink academy basketball for each participant. Sounds great, right? Okay, so it seems like you get more chances to get more awards, right? Okay, so everyone, we can see here. Okay, so let's see. I've already received many groups. Until now, 10 groups from P1. I've already received your submission, and I also noticed that you give your own group a super fun name. For example, everyone, let's see what are the names here. Like TASMO 2025 P1 乐队三人组. Also, 东部小狮队 seems like you like lion, right? Lion? Is it like lion? Yahoo! Also, Team Super P1 TASMO. Also, Clever Cubes. TASMO P1 team, K-pop Demon Hunters. So creative. And also, 什么都对 TASMO 2025. 什么都对 means like you get all correct, right? Okay. Also, P1 is like an emoji. Okay, smart people group. So you can see here, Teacher Jane just lists out some very creative team name, and if you are interested, you can also invite another 2 of your friends to join our Team O group PK game. Okay, so everyone, then someone may ask, "Oh, Teacher Jane, I'm so excited. Then how can I get my name? Get my team?" That is, you can just 3 kids in the same year group. For example, you, your friend, another friend, then 3 of you can become a team. Then you can find our service teacher in the chat group and submit your group member list. Then you can get your own group. Okay? Then everyone, let's see. This time, let's have a look. Everyone, can you see my page? Oh, seems like you cannot see anything. Okay, let's wait for 1 more minute. Sorry, because of the live stream class in the WeChat has been stuck, so later we will do it start at the beginning. Sorry about this. Let's wait for 1 more minute. Okay, everyone, let's wait for 1 more minute. Oh, someone says, I don't like Teacher Jane anymore. I'm so sad to hear it. Sorry about this. This is because some of technique issues, right? Let's calm down. If you want to hear it again later, I can teach you again, okay? Okay, how about we just talk about the scores that for last sample paper? You did very well, right? Teacher Jane until now has already received 45 submissions, and the average score here is 70. And for example, if you get more than 54, then that means your score is higher than 25% of all of us. And if you get more than 76, then that means you are already beyond 50% of all of the other kids. And then if you can even get higher than 86, then that means you are more than 75% of all of us. Okay, okay. So this time the video is already good, right? Thanks for waiting. Then everyone, this time let's move on. Here, let's have a look. What we want to talk about the sample paper 4. So firstly, everyone, let's take a look at the first question. I'm so sad to see that as for this counting question, only 63% of you got it correct. This one, it really needs patience, right? So what you need to do is just to count how many candies are there, how many cats are there, and then see how many more candies than cats are there in the picture below. So for example, you can see here, as for the candies, we got 24. And then as for the cat, after counting, you will know that there are 14. What you want to do is just to count one by one in order from top to bottom, from left to right. And don't count this. This is not candies nor cat. Okay? So everyone, the answer here should be C. Good job, everyone. Then this time, let's move on. As for the second question, the percentage of 4 scores is already beyond 80%. I'm so happy to see that because recently we always have this kind of question, right? That means this question is super important. We can review our key points here. That is, it is really important that we need to understand that. For example, if I make one cut on a loop or a rope, then there will be 2 pieces, right? And then if I make 2 cuts, that will be 3 pieces. If I make 3 cuts, that will be 4 pieces. So we can see the number of gaps, the number of intervals, the number of the cut points is always one less than how many pieces are there, right? Just one less. Okay, so as for the rope here, no matter how it looks like, even if it is so messy, we only need to care about the cut points. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, because there are 12 cut points. So we can see how many pieces are there. That will be one more, right? So here we can see the answer should be E. That is, there are 13 cut points. There are 13 pieces. Just remember that the number of intervals, the number of the cut points, is always one fewer than the number of pieces. That will be fine. Okay, so to remind you, let me show you this picture again. You already see this for 3 times, okay? So we can see in Think Academy Secret Garden, you will see that teacher Jane grows carrots in a row. She puts a stone between every 2 carrots. Now she put 6 stones, so the number of 6 stones is the number of intervals. Then we can see the carrots, we got 7. And during the last 2 weeks, you also see this kind of question and also this. So we don't repeat again. Just remember this type of question is super important, okay? Just remember to review what we have learned. Okay, so everyone, this time, let's take a look at the fourth question. Take a look at the fourth question. This cute rabbit one. You can see in a farm, the number of rabbits grow according to a pattern. On the seventh day, how many rabbits will there be? Okay, so every time when we observe the pattern, it will be better if we can observe the numbers, right? Because you can see if we only look at the cute rabbit here, then maybe we'll only focus on how can we draw the cute rabbit, right? Okay, so firstly, we label the number. Let's see, on the first day, how many rabbits do we have? Put in your chat box. Yeah, just one, right? And then the second day, we got how many? One. And then the third day, we got how many? Two. And then the fourth day, that will be three. And then the fifth day, we got five. The sixth day, we get how many? Eight. So we observe the pattern here. We can notice that the number of each number that is just we add the previous two numbers, then we can get the third one. So for example, everyone, let's take a look. What we're gonna do is just to see the first two numbers, if we add them up, then we can get the third number. 1 plus 1 equals 2. That is the third number here, right? And then 1 plus 2 equals 3. That is these two numbers, we get 3. And then you can see the next one, 2 plus 3 equals 5. And then 3 plus 5 equals 8. So the next one is just like we need to do 5 plus 8 give us how many? 13, right? Okay, so we can see here the answer should be 13. Okay, so just remember that there are different kind of number pattern. So what you need to do is just to firstly label the number and see how the numbers are changing. Then you will notice the pattern. Okay, then this time, everyone, let's move on to the question 7. Question 7. Okay, you see, it's the summer holidays. Okay, it is the summer holidays. Mia, Mia, Alice, and Layla decided to go to a beach for a picnic. They each brought a mat which are black, white, and pink in color. Okay, so we can see this time it is about a one-to-one relationship. A one-to-one relationship, that means one match with the other one. Can we repeat? Cannot. For example, can Mia get black, white, and pink at the same time? Cannot. Each one of them just match with the other one. Okay, so everyone, we can see the first question says, the first clue says, Mia hates the color pink. Okay, so this time, what can we do? Here, Teacher Jane find you a good friend that is called as table. That is when we have one-to-one relationship, we can always use table to help us. For example, you can see in this question, we got Mia, we got Alice. Everyone also draw the table on your book, on your paper, okay? And Layla, and each one of them just match with a kind of color. So we put the names on the top, put the items, the different colors on the left column. That will be fine. The black, white, and pink in color. And then let's read the clues one by one. If you read the clues and then you think this one is correct, then you tick. If you think this one means we need to eliminate, then you cross it. For example, you see Mia hates the color pink. So let's take a look. For this table, how can we read it? For example, if teacher didn't tick here, then it means Mia finally he chose the black mat. But is it like this? Firstly, we can see Mia hates the color pink. That means we need to cross the pink for Mia, right? This means Mia dislikes color pink. And then we can see Alice does not own a pink or white mat. So firstly, let's focus on Alice column here. Alice does not have pink or white. Does not pink. Does not white. Then that means which one Alice chose? Can you type in your chat box? Type in your chat box, please. Yeah, that will be black, right? Because there are only three colors. If she didn't choose the white nor pink, then that means she must choose the black one, right? Okay, good job. Then this time, everyone, we can see, as for this question, we can take a look. Because, you see, Alice already chose the black. Then, is it possible that Mia and Leila also chose the black one? Cannot, right? So we can cross these two. That means Mia and Leila didn't choose the black one. Okay, good job. Then we can see which one can we do next? Yeah, we can make sure that Mia got which color? Can you tell me? The white one. Okay, so if Mia chose the white one, can Alice or Leila choose the white one? Is it possible? No, definitely cannot, right? So we cross it out. Then can you tell me, Leila chose which one? Yeah, that will be the pink one. So according to here, we can see Mia choose the white one. The white one. Okay, so we can cross A, B, D. And choose the black one, the black mat. So we can see this time which one is correct. Option C, right? Okay, and then Leila brought which mat? Yeah, that is the pink one. So the final answer here should be C. So we can see recently we learned a lot of models about how can we solve the problem, right? For example, we learned the magic arrow from the fewer to more. That is when we are comparing something, then we can use the magic arrow. And then today we learn another one. That is when we have one-to-one relationship. That is one person matched with one item. Then we can just use the table to help us. Okay? Then you can cross out according to the clues. Okay, so this time, everyone, let's move on. But before that, let's see what is this shape. Can you tell me? Yeah, this one is a triangle, right? Okay, good job. Then we can see triangle. Let's see, quick quiz time. Is this a triangle, A or B? Yes, this is a triangle, right? And then how about this one? Yes, also. So we can see when we want to see if this is triangle, then we just see, do we have three sizes and three corners? The three sizes are the three lines here. And then the three corners, the three angles are here, right? Okay, so you tell me, is this a triangle? Yes or no? Yes, right. Good job. And then let's move on. Is this a triangle? Yes or no? No, right? Because see, this one we got three lines here, but did they make a shape? Do we have three corners, three angles? No, because you see the lines are not even together, right? Okay, so we can see this one cannot. And then you see this one, is it a triangle, A or B? Yeah, this is a triangle, and this is also a rectangle triangle. You see, we got a rectangle here, the rectangle here, right? And then how about this one? Is this a triangle? Yes, and this is a obtuse angle triangle. You see here, we got a big angle here, and then we call this as obtuse angle, right? So this one is also a triangle. And then how about this? Is this a triangle? No, definitely not, right? Because you can see this time we got four sizes, four corners. Good job. Okay, so this time let's try to count how many triangles are there in the figure below. Because we can see here, we always start counting from the, okay, sorry. Because we always start counting in order, right? So for example, let's see. If we only care about one part, how many triangles can we have? One, 2, 3, right? 3 triangles. And then how about we combine 2 parts together? Then how many triangles can we have? Let's count together, everyone. Also count again on your paper. 1, 2, and then 3, 4. Okay, so we can see here we got 4 triangles. And then how about 3 parts combined together? Like this. Now, is this a triangle? No, right? So we can see if we combine 3 parts, don't have, so we don't have to label. Then how about 4 parts combined together? Yeah, that is the big triangle outside. Here is another one. So in total, how many triangles are there? Yeah, 3 plus 4 plus 1 give us 8. Good job, everyone. So we can see here the answer is option E. Okay, then this question, everyone, let's do another practice. This question is not on your paper. It's not in your paper. So just look at the screen and then do it. Will be fun. Okay? This one is not on your book, not on your paper. So you just see. Okay, let's do it together one by one. My first question is, if we only care about one part, then how many triangles can we have? Okay, let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, right? And then if we combine 2 parts together, then how many triangles can we have? 1, 2, 3, right? Okay, the third one is a bit like this. The third one, right? Can we find anyone else? Okay, just 3. Good job, everything. And then let's see the third. How about we combine 3 parts together? Can we have more? Seems cannot, right? Okay, then let's see. How about we combine 4 parts together? Yeah, just 1. So this time we can see here are how many triangles in total. Then we just add them up and then get the final answer, okay? So here the answer is just 8. Good job, everyone. Then this time let's take a look at the 10th question. The 10th question. Everyone, let's see. This question, only 60% of you got it correct. So let's take a look. We can see form two-digit numbers. Two-digit number means there are 2 like numbers together combined together to become a number, right? Okay, so we can see form two-digit numbers using the digit 0, 1, 4, and 5 in the blanks and add them to get the smallest possible value. If we want to have the smallest place value, tell me, which digit is more important, the tens place or the ones digit? Which one is more important if we want to have the smallest number? Yeah, for example, you see 19 and 91, which one is more important, the tens place or the ones place? The tens place, right? The highest place value is more important. Okay, so we can see this time, if we want to get the smallest possible value, then what we need to do is just to put the smallest number at the tens place. So somebody may say, aha, teacher Jane, then I put 0, the smallest number, at the tens place, and put 1 at the other tens place. Is it okay? Yes or no? Cannot, right? Because you can see the tens place, if it is 0, for example, 0, 1, then this is 1, right? Do we have to write 0? No, cannot. Okay, so we cannot do like this. So let's see what are the other numbers. 1 and 4, right? So this time we can put the other 2 numbers at the ones digit. For example, 10 plus 5. Or you can also change the place of the ones digit, like 15 plus 40. This one also can, because they will get the same answer. So you can see the final answer here will be B. Good job, everyone. So we can see always remember that the highest place value will influence more about this number is bigger or smaller. Okay, then everyone, this time let's see how about this time. The question is not in your paper. And we're gonna learn how can we count the cubes. Today in the morning, teacher Mingjie says, aha, when counting cubes, I like count one by one. And then teacher Jane says, fine, then you try to count this. Okay, so teacher Mingjie just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Is it like this? Is it okay, everyone? No, cannot, right? Because this will take a whole day and it's so easy to get wrong. So definitely we cannot do like this. Okay, so everyone, we can see this time the other teachers give us some clues. For example, you see, teacher Mingjie just says we can count one by one. But teacher Apple says, no, this way is too slow. Teacher Apple says, how about we just count by columns? This one will be better. And then we can see here, teacher Jane says, oh, we can also count by layers one by one. Okay, so everyone, let's see. What does it mean by the column? Column means from the top to the bottom, right? That is like, you see, as for each from the top to bottom, there are how many cubes. Then we label on the top of each column and add them up. For example, you can see this column we get 1, this column we get 1, this column we get 2. Then we can get the answer. Or you can also do like teacher Jane, we can count by layers. That is from the top layer to the bottom layer. You see the top layer we get 1, then this layer we get 3, and then add them up. Then it will be fine, okay? Chuliang, I saw your in the chat box. You say, can you go through the question 3? You can ask teacher Jane through WeChat or WhatsApp after the class, okay? And then around this time, let's move on. This time, let's see. How about we want to do count by columns and see how can we label the numbers? Okay, everyone, let's see. How many cubes are there in the column where the doctor is standing? Okay, type in your chat box. Yes, option B. And then this time, how many cubes are there in the column where the doctor is standing? Yes, there are 4, right? Okay, and then this time, let's see the question. You see, teacher Jane is so sad. Only 40% of you got it correct for the 11th question. So this time, let's count together. Just now, we say we can count column by column or layer by layer, right? So this time, how about we just count column by column and label on the top? Everyone, take out your pencil. Let's label together. We start from the shortest column and then count to the taller ones, okay? You see this one, we get 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And then let's move on to taller columns. We can see this one, we get 2, 2, 2, 2. And then let's move on to taller ones. We get 3 here. And then someone may ask, oh, teacher Jimmy, I just add them up one by one, like 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus blah, blah, blah. Okay, actually, we got a quicker way because you already talk about the times, right? You already know when we plus the same number all the time, then you can do times, right? So you can see this time we get how many ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ones, that will be how many? 6, right? And then how many twos do we have? 4 twos. 4 twos give us how many? 8. And then we can see we also get a 3, right? So we can just add them up together. That will be 6 plus 8 plus 3. That will be how many? Calculate quickly. That will be 17. Okay, so the final answer here is D, 17. Good job. Then this time, everyone, let's see. Here is a question that not in your paper. Let's see. Type in your chat box. Type your answer in the chat box. Let me see who is the quickest, okay? Okay, everyone. I saw answer 10. Is this correct? Oh, Evelyn, you also got 10, right? Okay, Maggie, you got 6. I gotcha. Okay, everyone, read the question again. Read the question again. How many hidden cubes are there in the figure below? I gotcha. I know that you will get it wrong because every time you don't read the question, you just directly do the question, right? Okay, everyone, make sure every time you read the question, okay? Read it again loudly, please. How many? Let me hear your voice. Hidden cubes are there in the figure below? Okay, so everyone be careful. How can we count the hidden cubes? We just count how many cubes are there in total and then minus the cubes that we can see, right? Okay, so firstly, let's see how many cubes are there in total. One, one, two, 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 two. Okay, so there are 10. So this is why just now somebody of you say, oh, there are 10 cubes in total, but this is wrong. Okay, let's minus how many cubes we can see. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can see 7 cubes. So that means how many cubes we cannot see? Yes, that will be 3, right? Good job. That's it. Okay, good job, Yihan. Good job, everyone. So make sure every time when you read the question, don't just take it easy and think, oh, this question, it should be like this, and you guess what is the question. Do not do like this, or teacher Jane will get it wrong. You can see how many hidden cubes are there in the figure below, okay? Okay, this is super important. Then this time, let's move on. As for the 12th question, we can see after school, Selena went out with her friends. They went to a fast food restaurant and ate for 45 minutes. Okay, so this time we can see because here we also get the timing, so we can draw the timeline to help us, right? Everyone, you can also draw a timeline with Teacher Jane. Firstly, we can see after school, they went to a fast food restaurant and ate for 45 minutes, then went to the cinema to watch a movie which lasted 2 hours and 15 minutes. She then took 30 minutes to reach home. And then if Selena reached home at 6:30 p.m., what time did she ended the school? So this time we're gonna go back, right? Okay, so everyone, firstly, because we know what time did she start? Since don't know, right? So this time we need to go back. Okay, so on the left side, this is earlier time. On the right side, this is later time, okay? So you can see we already know she reached home at 6:30 p.m. And then let's go back. She took 30 minutes to reach home. So we can see before 30 minutes, what time is it? 30 minutes. Yeah, that should be 6 p.m., right? Okay, then let's go together. We can see Uh, they went to the cinema to watch a movie, right? Which lasted 2 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, so because 2 hours, 15 minutes is quite hard to calculate directly. So you can firstly go 2 hours first. Before 2 hours, what time is it? 4 p.m., right? And then we can go another 15 minutes. What time is it? Yeah, that was 3:45 p.m. Okay, and then we can see they went to a fast food restaurant and ate for 45 minutes. So let's see, 45 minutes earlier, what time is it? That will be 3 p.m., right? So the final answer here is A, 3 p.m. Okay, 3 p.m. Good job, everyone. Then this time, let's move on to the 13th question. This one not that hard, but it's quite important. The logic is quite important because you can see here what we're gonna do is just to see how many different combinations can we have. There we got 3 cards labeled with digit 1 to 5 as shown below. Using the 3 cards, how many different 2-digit numbers can be formed? Okay, so we can see when we are labeling, we can let them to be the king one by one. For example, if 1 is the king right now, then 1 can be combined with another number, right? You see, 1 and 2 can be 12, 1 and 5 can be 15. Then after finish, we just let the other numbers to be the king, right? How about 2? Yeah, 2 can be matched with 1, also can be matched with 5. So 21, 25. And then we can see which one can be the next king. 5, right? So 51, 52. Then we can see how many different 2-digit numbers can be formed. 6. Good job. So that will be C, option C. Good job. Then everyone, this time, let's move on to the question 16. This question is not very hard. I just give you a hint, okay, everyone. This time, what we're gonna do is just to find the good friend pairs. Good friend pairs. That is, if the 2 numbers can add up and then get a full 10, then we add them first. For example, you can see 1 with which number can make a 10? 1 and 9, right? You can see we just draw a rainbow. 1 and 9 give us 10. 2 and 8 can give us the rainbow, right? That will be 10 also. And 3 and 7 give us 10. 4 and 6 give us 10. Okay, so here we can see we already got 4 tens, that is 40, right? Okay, don't forget that here we still get a 5, so we just do the plus. And then plus 10, plus 11, plus 12, plus 13. Okay, this time after calculation, we will get the answer here is 91, okay? It's 91. Then this time, let's move on. Question 18. Question 18. Okay, matchsticks can be used to form the digits from 0 to 9 as shown below. Okay, so every time when we get the matchstick questions, if it is related to how many we need to use, you can always firstly label. As for each digit, we need how many, okay? And then as for this question, you can see given the word TASMO, at least how many matchsticks need to be moved to form a 5-digit number. Okay, so you can see here below, all the matchsticks are making the letters, right? If we want to have the numbers, you can observe, oh, how about this one? If I move, for example, move this one, then it can become a 7, right? And then because move means we cannot remove, we cannot add someone more, right? So we can see here, what we need to do is just to think about how can we change the position of the matchsticks. For example, you can see if teacher Jane moves this one, then it will become a 7, right? Just like this. This is a 7. Where should teacher Jane put this matchstick? You see, the letter next to it is the A, right? It looks very like what number? 8. But we have 1 fewer matchstick, right? How about we just directly put the extra stick here? Then it is 7, 8, right? And then let's move on to the next one. This is already a 5. So do we need to move anything? Seems no need, right? So we can firstly leave it here. Then let's take a look. As for the M, letter M, this is not a number. But you can see the TASMO, the O, it also looks like a number, right? So do we need to move anything? No need. So right now, what we need to do is just to focus on this letter M. That will be fine. For example, everyone, you see, maybe if we want to have a number, then can we have two columns like this at one row? Cannot, right? So maybe we need to make it thinner. Okay, so how about we move this one to here? Okay, then it's quite like a 0 already, right? And then we can move this matchstick to here. Okay, so this is 0 already, but we still get an extra matchstick. But what we can do? Yeah, then you can see here, we can just move it to here, right? Then it can become 8, right? Or everyone, you can see, you can also move the last one to here. Then it is also an 8. It will be fine. Okay, so at least how many matchsticks do we need to move? Let's count together, okay? Everyone, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. So at least we can move 4 matchsticks. Okay, everyone, if you can understand this, give me a big thumbs up. Good job. Okay, then this time, let's move on. Question 19, not bad. Okay, let me see. This one is just to shift to equality, okay? And then let's move on. Okay, you can see this one before we see the question 19, okay? Everyone, let's see. Move the apples to make them have the same number of apples. We can see the grunt on the top. He got 6 apples, right? And then Squarey at the bottom, he had 4 apples. So let's move. Can we move the same part that both of them have? Can we move this apple? No, this is not that fair, right? We just move the difference part. Okay, move the extra one here. Then they will be the same. So every time we can see, when we shift to equality, we just move the difference part. So let's focus on this question first. Jason and his best friend Mac loves collect Pokemon cards. Jason has 12. After giving Mac 3 Pokemon cards, they both have the same number right now. Okay, so we can see Jason has more than Mac, right? So when we are drawing the diagram, when we are drawing the bar model, we need to draw a longer one for Jason, a longer one for Jason, and then a shorter one for Mac. Label, this is 12. And then we also know Jason gave Mac 3. Okay, so you can see on the left side, this is the same part that both of them have. On the right side is the difference between them, right? Okay, so you see, can this part be 3 and then we just directly give it to Mac? Is it okay? Cannot, right? Because you just remember just now, do we give all the difference to the other one? No, right? We can see here, we can cut the difference into 2 parts. You see, this is 3, this is 3. And then I move this 3 to Mac. Then they will have the same number. Okay, so everyone, review our key points here. That is, when we want to shift to equality, we give half of the difference, keep half of our difference. Then they will get the same number, okay? So we can see this time, if we want to see Mac at first got how many, then what we need to do is just to move the difference between them, right? We already know Jason got 12 and Jason has 6 more than Mac. Then we just do the minus and then we will get Mac got 6. Okay, so this is how we solve the problem. And then this time, let's move on. Okay, the 20th question. We can see Jenny bought some strawberries. We got some strawberries. On the first day, she ate 7 strawberries. Okay, on the first day, she ate 7 strawberries. But do we know In the beginning, she got how many? Seems don't know, right? So we can leave it as a blank. Then we can see, draw the arrow. She ate 7 strawberries. That means we minus 7, right? Then on the second day, this is the second day. This is the first day. Everyone draw together with Teacher Jane. On the second day, she bought 2 strawberries. So we have more or fewer? More, right? So we plus 2. Okay, then we get how many? On the third day, right? And then on the third day, she used half of the remaining strawberries to bake a cake. So if she used half of it, that means we divide it by 2, right? And then right now, she left with 9 strawberries. So this is what she have right now. Okay, so everyone, this time, let's calculate to the back one by one. So let's think about what number divided by 2 give us 9. Type in your chat box. 18, right? And then some number plus 2 equals 18. So what is this number here? That will be 16. Good job. And then some number minus 7. Then we can get 16. So what is this number? That will be 23. So here is how we solve the problem. Okay, so everyone, this is how can we do it. Then let's move on this time. Okay, the 21st question. A lot of you got it wrong. Let's take a look. Okay, in order to encourage recycling, a candy shop has a policy that 3 candy wrappers can be exchanged for 1 candy. Okay, a good deal, right? Also, this question, we have a similar one. You still remember the milk one? If you get several bottles, then you can redeem a new milk, right? Last week, we just talked about it. And then if Charlie has 11 candy wrappers, what is the most number of candies Charlie can eat? Okay, so everyone, this time let's take a look. A candy shop has a policy that 3 candy wrappers can be exchanged for 1. Okay, and right now we got 11 candy wrappers. What is the most number? Okay, so let's see. This time, what we're gonna do is just to think about how many groups of 3 can we have. We know 3 groups of 3 is 9, right? 3 times 3 give us 9. So at most, we can redeem 3 candies, right? Okay, so right now we already get 3 candies. Let's label this. Right now we already get 3. And then, everyone, this is already our final answer. But actually, we can have even more. Because you can see, after you eat the 3 candies, you will also get another 3 wrappers, right? So this time we can see the 3 wrappers can also give us a new candy, right? Okay, so you can see this 3 can also give us a new candy. Then somebody just tell me the answer is 4, but actually also not correct. Because you can see after you eat the new candy you redeemed, then the 2 candies here will also be called 3 wrappers together, right? So if we combine them together, then we will get the final answer here will be 5. So at most, he can eat 5 candies. Okay, everyone, if you can understand, give me a big thumbs up. Good job. Then this time, let's move on to the question 23. The question 23 is about the queuing problem. This problem is super important. And this question, I just directly tell you why sometimes you get it wrong. That will be fine, okay? For example, you can see here. Let's warm up a little bit. How many animals are there in front of Teacher Jane? 2, right? So we can see this is called as cardinal number. Cardinal number just tell us the number, the amount. And then you can see if Teacher Jane want a label on a diagram, there are 5 people in front of Teacher Jane. Is Teacher Jane also counted? 5 people in front of you. Are you also counted? No, right? So we can see option B is the correct one because the 5% am I counted? No, I'm not counted. So we can see actually there when we are labeling the diagram, teacher Jane is not included, right? Then, for example, if we get bigger numbers, there are 80 people in front of teacher Jane. Am I counted? Yes or no? No, I'm not counted, right? So which one is the correct one? Yeah, option B. And then how about this time? Everyone, let's change. What about this time oh, I just directly show you the answer. Okay, how about this time we use the ordinal number. Ordinal number means the ordinal, right? So that means the position. When we are showing the position, we are only care about the person myself. Teacher Jane is the third in the line. So for example, when we are counting first, second, third, fourth, fifth, I am also counted. So you can see Teacher Jane is the fifth person counting from the front. Am I counted? Yes. So this time we need to choose A, right? So when we are drawing the diagram, Teacher Jane is also counted, also included. Then we can see, how about this? We got bigger numbers. Teacher Jane is the 80th person counting from the back. Am I counted? Yes, I'm also included. So we can see option A is the correct one. Okay, so this time we can go back to the question. Let's see. Think Academy Primary 1 students are at an art gallery for learning journey. On the wall, there are 17 art pieces hanging straight line from the left to the right. So that means in total, we get 17, right? You can label a big bracket. Label a big bracket. Yeah, this is 17. And then while exploring, little Miss Clumsy got lost. Read the conversation below and calculate how many paintings are there between little Mrs. Clumsy and her teacher. Okay, you can see here. Little Mrs. Clumsy says there are 4 paintings on the left. Is this painting counted? Yes or no? No, not counted, right? Because this is cardinal number. Okay, so we can label this is 1, and on the left side of it, there are 4, right? And then, let's see, the teacher says, I am the fifth, counting from the right side. Just now we say when we have the ordinal number, the person himself is also counted, right? So we can see this painting is also included. There are 5. Okay, so what we are counting or calculating is the part between them is how many, right? So we can see we already know the total is 17. So what we're gonna do is just to minus the parts we've already known. That will be 17 minus 4 minus 1 minus 5. That will be how many? 7. Okay, so the answer here is 7. Good job. Then, everyone, this time let's move on to the next question. Yes, question 24. This time we can see Cynthia is 5 years old. She has 2 cousins, Cheryl and Athena. We can see Cheryl's age is 2 times Athena's age. The total age of them is 23 years old. Then how old is Cheryl right now? Okay, so everyone, this time we also need to draw the bar model to help us. Let's see. Label together. This is Cynthia. We got 5. She is 5 years old. And Cheryl is 2 times as Athena's age. So if Athena, we show it as 1 bar. Then if we know 1 bar means the same number, then Cheryl, how can we label? How many bars? 2 bars, right? Okay, good job. Then we also know the total here is 23. So that means if we add up all of them, then we can get 23, right? So that means 5 plus 2 bars for Cynthia, for Cheryl, and then plus 1 bar for Athena, then we will get the answer is 23. Then that means 3 bars equals 18. 1 bar equals 6, right? Okay, so here we can see how old is Cheryl right now. Then what we need to do is just to see, oh, this one is for Cheryl because we already know 1 bar is 6. 1 bar is 6. Then Cheryl is 12 years old. That will be fine, okay? So this is how we solve the problem. When you have the times or sum or difference relationship, just think about, can the bar model help us? Okay, then everyone, the last question for today. This question is a little bit challenging. So if you cannot understand, it's also fine, but just try your best, okay? Everyone, we can see, place a number from 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 11 into each circles below so that the sum of the three numbers in each line equals to 20. So we know the sum of these three numbers is 20. The sum of these three numbers is 20. The sum of these three numbers is 20. So have you noticed that? Some of the blank, we counted more than once, right? Which one? The one in the middle, right? Because you can see when we find the sum of line A, have we get the sum of the one in the middle? Yes. And then you see when we are counting the sum of the line B, we also count this one, right? And then the same as the C. So this time seems a little bit strange. Let's take a look. If I just directly add up the three lines, A, B, C, can you tell me what is the sum? We know the sum of three numbers on each line is how many? 20, right? So that means 20 plus 20 plus 20. Then the total will be 60, right? But just now you see, as for the number in the middle, teacher didn't just call it as, how about the D, the number D. The number D, we counted three times, right? So this time we can see, if there's no repetition, the real sum will be 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 11. Let me tell you here, the answer is 44. But right now, because we count the number D twice, then we get a little bit more than what we need, right? So actually, how can we find the number D? We just use 60 minus 44, give us 16. And then this means the two extra D, we just get the sum, right? So this time we just use 16 divided by 2, give us 8. So actually the number here is 8. This is how we solve the problem. Okay, so everyone, this is how can we do it. Okay, then let's see this time. Everyone, we can see today is already the August 19th, so you still have, if you still haven't registered the TASMO, make sure you register before the August 31st. Also, you can see, because just like what we said just now, as starting from today, you can also try your best to find some friends nearby and then say, oh, if you want to join TASMO, then we can get a team, and then we can also get a team award in addition to the individual awards. For example, everyone, if the 3 kids in your team, your combined score is more than 210, then you will win the first prize, which is additional $100 cash for each one of you. This is a big money, right? Okay, so try your best to prepare. And then if you get more than 180 but lower than 210, then you will win the second prize for your team. That will be additional $50. And then if you get more than 130 and lower than 180, then you will get a Think Academy basketball for each participant, the third prize. Okay, so we can also see here, we got many interesting names for the teams. So you can also give your own team a new name and then send it to your teacher, okay? So we can see how to get your own team. You just make sure you get 3 kids at the same year group. and then find our service teacher in the chat group and submit your group member list. Then it will be fine. Okay? So everyone, this is all for today's class. See you next week. Later, Teacher Jane will share you the new sample paper. Okay? Bye bye.